There is one sport that is so extreme, so dangerous, that it makes base jumping look like a stroll through the park. Parabungee jumping. In 1986, Greg Jones was looking for a new thrill when he hit on a novel and some would say crazy idea.
I've always enjoyed the beauty in skydiving. And with bungee jumping, it's more of a fun thing. And I thought it might be a novel thing to try to put the two together and see what might happen. So the search began to try to find someone to get to do this with me.
After 2 years of pleading, a fellow skydiver, Mike McGee, agreed to become Greg's partner. The stage was now set for the world's first parabungee jump. Recorded the entire event for posterity.
When we started doing parabungee jumping, I would say it was extremely dangerous because no one had ever done it before, and we weren't sure of the forces involved, and there's a lot of things that could happen, like getting tangled up into bungees, or getting the bungees hung up on the plane, or the bungees breaking.
The basics of parabungee jumping are simple. Two skydivers hook themselves together with a 100-foot bungee cord. One diver opens his parachute, and the other diver uses the recoil to plunge down at a speed approaching 120 miles per hour.
Being on the bottom end of it, you essentially go for the ride. And you just get this whiz that you just can't describe, and you feel that you're living in a space of time between your last heartbeat and your next breath. Life becomes magnified. Your sounds become acute. You're just radiantly alive. Just wonderfully, radiantly alive.
The jumper with the open chute becomes the stable platform for his partner. He can now spin the bungee jumper at speeds that range between 90 and 100 miles per hour.
You feel the G-forces just start to snug you into the harness. And then pretty soon, by the time you come up full speed, oh, it's this glorious sensation that you're actually flying. And of course, it is body flight.
But the sensation for the person on top is not quite as pleasant.
From the top end of it, you're going to get a lot of shock forces that the body just isn't meant to take. It's not always painful, but it's just rude. It's like someone 20 feet tall just grabbing you up and just shaking you.
And that's not the worst of it. At the end of the ride, the jumper releases himself from the bungee cord, which then snaps back into his partner like a 2,000-pound rubber band.
It's just a big slap in the butt that is never fun. Never fun.
After the first parabungee jumps, Greg and Mike may have been black and blue, but that didn't stop them from pushing the bar a little higher. They decided to go for terminal velocity, the speed at which the body falling equals the pull of gravity.
Tim got in position to film us. He got out first, and then Mike McGee had climbed out, and then I'd climbed out. And at a given signal, we all dropped off together. Bungee started just whipping out really fast. Nothing to do but sit there and just get ready to rock.
There's too much force involved for the bungee cords, and it snapped two of them. And the snap went up and hit Mike McGee in the groin and hit Greg Jones in the head.
Tim watched as Greg plummeted to the earth, unconscious. Dumping air from his chute, Tim dropped 3,000 feet to catch up with his partner. Greg had regained consciousness long enough to deploy his own parachute.
Turn towards me! Turn into me! Turn into me! Turn into me!
Tim man was able to hook into Greg's lines and take control of his parachute.
Are you okay?
I don't know.
Wow.
Carry me down, Tim. I'm kind of f***ed up. I was apparently headed towards some radio antennas, so had he not docked up with me, I would certainly have been killed hitting into the radio antennas. Oh, my back hurts.
Can you move your legs okay?
Huh?
Can you move your legs?
I'm fading back and forth, though, Tim.
Greg Jones was not out of danger yet. He was 1,000 feet above ground and suffering from a concussion and broken back. If Greg failed to follow Tim's instructions during the landing, the result would be disastrous.
Go ahead and run!
Okay.
But when we get down low, you're going to have to flare.
Yeah. I'll be okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, when I say flare, you flare, okay? Flare! Hey, kid, you have a hand? Come! Help him!
Fortunately, Greg survived and recovered completely from his injuries. But the accident put the future of parabungee jumping in doubt. Today, Greg is one of only 6 people who has tried the new sport.
This accident really slowed down the urge for people that wanted to do it. There's still a line of people wanting to do it, but it's not a big line.
One thing I've learned is that each of these accidents hurt like hell. Don't recommend that. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot.
Greg Jones is undeterred in his quest for adventure, a drive most people just don't seem to understand.
A knee-jerk response would be to say, well, you have a death wish. And that's not true of everyone who does adventures. And I feel very sorry for people that don't do a thing and just continually strive to be safer and safer and safer. Because when you get out on that edge that no one's really crossed yet, no one really broached yet, you find out who you are.